So many farmers come into my inbox and they're like, Sylvia, I want to start commercial farming. And this is someone who has never farmed ever. The first thing I would say, you need to ask yourself, do I know even how to grow food for myself before I even go commercial? Because the thing about converting to organic, the transition stage is not easy. It's very difficult. And so you can't quickly run and say, okay, I have 2-3 acres. I need to make money. We don't have onions from Tanzania because it rained in Tanzania and the onions are rotting on the other side. Let me go and plant onions this season, get my 1 million, pocket it and move on. No, that won't work. No, like for me, when I started off the business, it was so lonely. I cannot even describe to you how lonely it was because I just have these ideals in my mind. Everyone is saying organic won't work. I'm in a semi-arid area. Drought is there. The borehole got spoiled. The water getting from the springs, people stole the pipes, so I'm not getting any water to my farm. I lost a whole crop of almost 4 acres. I'm not on time for the kids. So it's a lonely, lonely journey. When I started my farming enterprise, I actually divided my farm into blocks. And in between the blocks, I planted trees. And earlier this year, I had a chance to take my soil for testing. In terms of pH, we're actually up to pH of almost 8.3, 8.5. You can imagine that is very alkaline. Hardly anything could grow. And right now, when I took my soils for testing, the pH had come all the way to 7.8. And I can tell you confidently that over the years, I'm actually finding that every single year, production on my farm is growing by more than 30%. Let me tell you, the farmers who are supplying you very toxic food have 2 plots. They have the plot for at home that doesn't see a single pesticide. And they have the plot for you, the consumer in the market. If you really knew that tomatoes are ripened overnight with a chemical, bananas are ripened overnight. That's why they're normally ripening so uniformly. You're like, this banana. And the one in Ushago, you find only one has ripened in the whole bunch and you're wondering what's happening. If you knew that they're using herbicides to dry your onions in the field because they don't want to wait for them to dry. If you knew that all the wheat that we have, they have to use Roundup before it's harvested. If consumers knew all that, they would demand. And you know what would happen? The farmers will comply. If you're going to have to deal with pests and diseases and you actually have a commercial enterprise, it will be very difficult for you to keep the ethics and stick to organic. That's why I recommend that before you go commercial, grow your own food for at least 2 years. You'll have gone through 4 seasons, 2 seasons of long rain and 2 of short rains. So you'll have learned how the different crops, work with the seasons, temperature, the rain and everything, because that will actually help you know what works, because a healthy soil will give you a healthy plant. A healthy plant is able to resist pests and diseases.